The Science Guy travels around area schools to get kids interested in science. He visited our very own studio and showed us some cool experiments and got Jim hooked on science.
With us today is Jason Lindsey, Hooked on Science Executive Director. Jason, the kids just call you the Science Guy.
Yes.
On campus today. Thank you for coming here on the Roundabout Youth set.
Yeah.
Before we get into some experiments, tell us a little bit about the Hooked on Science program.
Well, recently Murray State University and Hooked on Science kind of teamed up to get all of Western Kentucky excited about science. What we find is that in America, kids and science really aren't doing well together. We go to other countries like Japan, they are doing so much better than us. So the goal with Hooked on Science is to spark an interest at an early age so that will grow and hopefully get kids excited about science as they not only go into high school but eventually choose a career in college dealing with science.
So you are literally here on campus today, but you're out among the region, elementary schools and middle schools. There.
Yeah, about 60,000 kids by the time we get through with this partnership will be exposed to hands-on science. And that's going in not only the classroom, focusing on not only fourth graders, because in Kentucky they're tested in science in that grade, and seventh grade, but all kids, showing them that science is fun, whether it be electrocuting their teachers, not for real, joking, making it rain toilet paper, snow toilet paper in the classroom, creating giant clouds, making it snow, all kinds of things that are all kind of attached to those Kentucky state science standards. So give us a reason to show you that science is fun. We're not going to waste your time.
Well, and you brought some of those, actually the ones you mentioned here today.
Yes.
So let's jump in here and you can shock me if you want.
Exactly. Science is shocking and we're going to prove that. Now remember, if there's a kid out there watching, make sure that you have mom and dad around before you do any science experiments. I don't want you to get hurt. Follow the safety rules like wearing goggles and things like that. Sure. I have a tool here that will help us create a lightning bolt. So do you know how hot the sun is? I don't want a specific number. Let's compare it to something that we know is hot. You have a hypothesis? Hotter than the surface of the sun.
There you go.
Very hot. So as lightning goes through the air, it takes those air molecules and it makes them expand. It makes them move apart, creating vibrations, and as a result, we hear sound called lightning and thunder, okay? So what I want you to do is hold out your hand. We're going to create a mini lightning bolt. Before we do, science safety first. Do you have a pacemaker?
No.
No? Do you have a watch on?
I may after this.
Yeah, you should be okay. You'll just glow for about a week.
Oh, great.
But you already glow, right?
Thank you, Jason. You're very kind.
What about a phone? Do you have a cell phone in your pocket?
All good.
All good? Okay, good, good. Any fillings in your teeth?
Sure.
You might have to get those replaced.
Oh, perfect.
Okay with that?
Yeah, I'm a dentist. will love that.
You're safe, you're safe. So hold out your hand like you're going to give me 5. I'm looking for something that might be a good conductor, meaning the electrons will flow through it easily. Okay, your hand is a good conductor. Yes. You tell me if it hurts and we'll stop. In 3, 2, 1. Not bad at all, right?
Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah.
See that lightning bolt? Your hand getting warm? That's just your skin burning. You'll be okay.
Yeah, good.
Okay, now let's give you a little surprise. Are you ready for this?
Here we go. Okay, I'm ready. I got that.
You got that? Yeah. Now let's create.
Is my hair standing up?
It is permanently. No. Let's create a closed circuit. Okay? I want you to hold out your hand, your right hand, like you're going to give me 5 again. Let's kind of scoot it down just a little bit.
All right.
Now I'm going to touch your nose. Are you okay with that?
Sure.
Now the next time you blow your nose, a fireball might come out. Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2.
Wow.
Did you feel that?
Yeah.
I felt that.
Yeah.
Kind of a spark there, you know, showing that we created a closed circuit. The electrons have to flow in a complete circle. And when we have that happen, when that occurs, we create the closed circuit.
So I smell something. So was there literally a little burn there?
There shouldn't be. There's smoke coming out of your nose.
Plastic surgery next?
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Now, speaking of weather here, and this is what the theme is today, weather. Okay, we created our lightning bolt. Right. Over here what I have is a bunch of tiny little sponges in here. What does a sponge do? It soaks up water, or whatever you put it in. It soaks it up, right? So those tiny little sponges, there's several of them in there, will absorb 300 times their weight in water. Okay, so we're going to pour 3/4 of a cup of water into that, and we're going to create some Insta-snow. Are you ready for this? Let's pour that in there. And then it will start to suck up the water. Think about a polymer. A polymer is a long strand of molecules. A chain, for example. If we take our chain and we take it apart, we have links. A polymer is a bunch of molecules linked together. Now we'll have you hold some of this, and you can actually feel that it's kind of goopy and wet. Yeah. You know, it's a little pile of snow, if you will. That's a very wet snow. If we add more powder, it will be more fluffy, okay? Just don't throw that in anyone's eyes. Don't try to hit any of the camera people, okay? We'll do that in a few minutes with some toilet paper. Okay, let's set that up there.
That's cool.
I have a roll of
Very
toilet
cool.
paper. This is probably one of the most popular experiments that we have with Hooked on Science, and I don't own these experiments. They've been around since Mr. Wizard's time. For those of you that remember Mr. Wizard, he kind of started this whole idea of science on television, Don Herbert. It's been around since his time and before that.
Right.
The goal is not to own a science experiment, it's to spread the word that science is fun. So we have this roll of toilet paper. We use all kinds of things for toilet paper. We won't go into detail on some of them. We blow our nose on it. We do some things like that. Now, what we're going to do is make this stronger. Right now it's very weak. A flag becomes stronger because the air molecules rub up against the sides of it and the wind makes it stand straight out. Here we can do the same thing with our leaf blower. Do you blow dry your hair with a leaf blower in the morning, sir?
Could you tell?
I do too. I do too. It makes it look so much better and it does it a lot faster.
Yeah.
The wind coming out of this leaf blower is faster than a Category 4 hurricane. Okay?
Wow.
So pretty strong. We're going to put that fast flow of air on top here, and as we do, a low pressure will form on top, a high pressure will form underneath, and we will create lift, making this fly just like an airplane. This is just like an airplane wing, okay? The same concept goes on here. Bernoulli's principle says as the pressure falls, the speed increases. So I'll need your help just a little bit here. And what I want you to do is hold that side. Now I'm going to switch out power sources here and make sure that we have some power for our leaf blower. I'm going to bend down here, and as we do this, now remember, this does make a mess, kids, and I encourage you to do this in the living room.
Perfect.
Sound like a good idea?
Yeah.
My kids and I have 4 kids at home, and we're always doing cool science
Make you
experiments.
popular at the house, won't it?
My wife didn't like it when we made a giant cloud in the living room the other day. Okay, we're going to put our fast
Here we
flow of
go.
air on top. Are you ready? And we're going to make
Go.
it rain toilet paper. Look at that.
Perfect.
Now, if you wet one side of the toilet paper, something unique happens. It actually breaks it into tiny pieces, and it goes all over the place. We don't want to create a big mess here in the studio other than the toilet paper there, but it goes from snow, well, it goes from flying toilet paper to pieces of what looks like snow everywhere and all over the place. Just a few experiments that we do in schools throughout Western Kentucky to show kids that science is awesome.
Well, it is, and there's no doubt. These things are obviously cool. I know the kids really get into it. And Jason, thank you for coming today. Thank you for being on campus, and thank you for your passion you have for science. It's clearly exhibited in interview and when we've seen you on TV. And keep doing what you're doing.